I'm very well, back in very well indeed today, very well indeed. According up here in London today, been a week working with London seriously. So now look at the vlog, amazing solution actually, guys. This is the amazing solution from 1988. This is David Copperfield when he attempted to challenge the forces of the Bermuda Triangle. It's really weird illusion, seriously. Let's look at this solution in detail, okay? But David Copperfield, the great solution is the 1980s and 1990s. Challenge the forces of the Bermuda Triangle, okay? Most extraordinary illusion ever, seriously. Sit back, relax, let's analyse in detail the extraordinary illusion. David Copperfield, the world's greatest magician, challenges the forces of the Bermuda Triangle. This is great, check this out, here we're going to go. This is the amazing illusion, seriously. So this was done back in 1988 because Copperfield had already done some big illusions already. They already walked through Great Wall of China, he always vanished an airplane, he already also had a Statue of Liberty as well. And he wanted to do some a bit further. This is very extraordinary, and this was actually to challenge the forces of the Bermuda Triangle, the most mysterious triangle in the world, okay? Now, Bermuda Triangle, of course, is an extraordinary place, isn't it? Because it's between Miami, isn't it? Between Bermuda and also between Puerto Rico. They hired a hotel called the Buccaneer Hotel on the northeast side of St Croix, or St Croix, which is the US Virgin Islands, beautiful place, Caribbean island, okay? And they hired the northeast part of it, it's a beautiful beach area, and a hotel called the Buccaneer. And they actually set themselves up with a big crew. And they built out on the ocean opposite this bay at St Croix in the Caribbean, an extraordinary kind of platform, a triangular platform, okay, a big kind of triangular structure out at sea, and also a kind of triangular kind of raft basically with a pyramid on top of it basically. That's what they really did. And the illusion was based on this basically. Copperfield went to film at night time, okay, on this extraordinary kind of triangular kind of pyramid basically in the middle of the ocean, alright? Have a look at this. This is the introduction of the bit when we see Copperfield appearing, introducing the illusion, okay. It's done beautifully at night time, okay, with smoke and lights. This is quite an astonishing illusion. This is the, whatever it was, $1 million raft that was built out to sea, costing a lot of money, I believe, at the beginning of the Bermuda Triangle illusion. Check that out, it's really quite extraordinary. Then he goes from there to introduction, he actually cuts them from then to something really interesting. He cuts from there to a kind of description of the actual trick itself and the boat that disappeared, one of the boats, because apparently over 100 ships and planes disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle over the last 100 years or so. And I'm particularly fascinated for particularly in this illusion. But the idea was that he would get into a giant kind of pyramid, believe it or not, on the stage, on this raft, and they'd be transferred into a different dimension, okay, right? Amazing enough, isn't it? And then from that dimension, he would appear basically in a triangular structure set out in the middle of the ocean. That was the idea of the trick, okay? Have a look at this, it's interesting. So that's basically how the illusion is going to kind of be linked. And after that, something extraordinary happens. He then decides to basically kind of get kind of three objects. He gets a kind of a nut and bolt, okay? Decides he's going to put the nut and bolt inside the pyramid, okay? Extraordinarily enough, the nut and the bolt unscrew themselves automatically by magic, and then they completely disappear. It's really weird, isn't it? Just have a look at this bit. After that, he then decides to put two objects in this pyramid, okay? Test the force of Bermuda triangle. It's really weird illusion. By the way, this is all real magic technology. There's no camera tricks. All this is real magic technology. It was going on, seriously. Next, he decides to get himself a compass, okay? And puts it inside the pyramid, alright? The compass goes round and round really, really fast, okay? And also disappears entirely, okay? Really strange. And after that, he gets himself an artist kind of doll, a wooden artist doll, puts it in the pyramid as well. And the artist doll decides to crumble down, okay, to a little space, and then bursts into fire, okay? And also picks it up and pulls it out of the pyramid. Very strange stuff again. This is all real magic. This is no camera tricks. Have a look at this. It's quite strange. He takes this artist doll and it gets pulled by some weird magnetic field onto the pyramid, okay? It's really strange. And then after that, believe it or not, okay, this is extraordinary, isn't it? How weird is this, okay? Copperfield then gets sucked into the pyramid, okay? He's fighting with the pyramid and actually gets sucked his whole body into the pyramid, okay? In a blast of white light, okay? And suddenly, of course, the pyramid falls apart, explodes apart, and Copperfield completely disappears entirely, okay? And as obviously you see below, nothing at all. He disappears entirely in the pyramid, really strange, okay? amazing enough, okay, the crew kind of, well, what happens of that is even more interesting because then the pyramid catches fire. When it catches fire, the crew there, of course, run around and panicking about what's going on. They jump in the water and they can't find him anywhere. He's completely disappeared entirely. This is really interesting, isn't it? What is going on here? Okay, this is an illusion of what? Okay, this is the wackiest illusion of all time, isn't it? After that, anyway, we then cut after that to daylight. A few hours later, I presume, and then cut to daylight, and we see a massive triangular structure in the middle of the ocean. Okay, I presume this is quite nearby, right? There's nothing in the structure. They have sort of a little boat to go around the structure, and in the triangular structure they have a little kind of little raft in the middle of it, and they pull up huge 3 curtains around the structure, okay? And then, that's extraordinary enough, okay, the Copperfield appears from beneath one of the curtains, okay, on a tiny little raft out of nowhere, okay? And then what happens next is extraordinary. Then the raft, the curtains collapse entirely down, and out of nowhere, okay, in the middle of this ocean appears a giant boat. Out of nowhere, really strange, seriously. How is this that's really weird now? I don't know how the boat appears, except when it appears from below the ocean, when it appears from far off. I don't know, but somehow or other, by magic technology, remember this is not a camera trick, the boat appears from nowhere, okay, in the middle of this ocean, right? Bizarre what's going on. And a couple of after all that, okay, bizarrely the boat catches fire, alright? Copperfield jumps in the water and the boat catches fire and burns to a cinder basically in the middle of this massive triangular structure, okay? How weird is that, isn't it, okay? It's pretty strange, isn't it? Copperfield, after all this stuff, of course, after disappearing, reappearing, appearing on board this little float and then the boat appearing after all that stuff. Copperfield himself gets in a helicopter and flies around the whole scene and flies off in the distance, okay, over the island of St Croix, looking very dejected, very tired, very run down, having gone through this astonishing experience of the mid-triangle. How weird is this illusion, seriously, okay? It's really weird, isn't it? leave a note below what you think about this illusion. This is a great illusion. Girlfriend myself doesn't really like it apparently. He thinks it's one of his worst ones, but whatever you think about it, it's truly extraordinary, isn't it? Okay, one off illusion one time. Put minutes and nights into the illusion, a bit of ring in the middle of the sea by St Croix in the Caribbean Ocean. What an illusion, seriously, isn't it? Just I do love it myself, 35 years later. I do still love watching it, seriously. Beautifully lit, beautifully shot, beautifully done, okay, illusion, really, really is. It's a real triumph of magic capture in many, many ways, because it was done without any camera tricks, it was done with real magical technology in the middle of the ocean there. What we see today, I doubt we'll see anything today nowadays of Magicalmike. I don't think the guys nowadays would do it today. It's great illusion, seriously. I love it myself, okay? It's one of all-time great TV magics of all time, seriously. It stands the test of time 34 years later, doesn't it? It must have been shot back in 1997, I think it was actually shot over the Caribbean Ocean there near St Croix. Well, listen, thank you very much, Dean. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about Amazing Illusion, okay? What illusion was, seriously. Remember, please like, please subscribe to please do, help channel, please do, okay? Please click links below for 180 videos about the magic illusion, please do, okay? Me doing magic, secrecy as well, and what illusions as well, and analysis of magic as well. So please click links below for that, please do, okay? We come to service again very soon again, okay? For some more magic from me, please do, okay? Please subscribe to us again very soon for some more magic chat and illusion. See you later, and bye for now.